Hi, welcome to Basement Jeopardy, the shady version of regular Jeopardy. Here are the contestants for today's show. Tanner Amison, Clayton Jones, and Steve. Now that we've met our contestants, let's start the show. Tanner Amison, you're up first. Choose the category.
Oh, great question, Jose. Let me get the top left one for a 100 points.
Alright, here's your first question. Find the minimum and maximum values of the function g of x equals 2x squared minus 8x on the interval 0 to 6. You have 30 seconds to complete the problem.
Thanks, Jose. First, I have to write out the equation, which is g of x equals 2x squared minus 8x. Then I have to derive it, which would give me g prime of x equals 4x minus 8. Factor out a 4, which would give me 4 times x minus 2. Therefore, the critical number is x equals positive 2. Next, you plug the critical number back into the derivative, which would give me 0. And you have to do the endpoints, because it's on the interval from 0 to 6. Which would give me negative 8. And the interval, the endpoint 6, would give me 16. So therefore, your minimum point is 0, negative 8, and your max is 6/16. Easy.
Sorry, Tanner, that's incorrect. First, you went over your time limit, and also, you got the incorrect answer. First, you had to plug you got the derivative right and the critical numbers, but you messed up on plugging the numbers back into the original equation. You plugged the critical number into the derivative rather than the original equation, and if you plugged it into the original equation, you would have gotten the correct answer. The minimum is 2, negative 8, and the maximum is 6/24. Alright, Tanner, since it's apparent you're incompetent in calculus, we're going to move on to our next contestant, Clayton Jones. Clayton, choose your category.
I choose the middle 100 for 100 points.
Alright, Clayton, here's your question. Find the critical numbers and the open interval on which the function is increasing or decreasing for f of x equals negative 2x squared plus 4x plus 3.
Thanks, Jose. First, I have to write out the function, which is f of x equals negative 2x squared plus 4x plus 3. Then I have to derive that, which would give me negative 4x plus 4. And then I can factor out a negative 4, which would give me negative 4 times x minus 1. And therefore, I can find my critical number to be x equals 1. Now I have to plug this 1 back into the original equation to find out if it's decreasing or increasing. So therefore, I have to find numbers on either side of this to tell whether or not it's increasing or decreasing. So I'm going to choose 0, so f of 0 equals 3, and then f of my number over here will be 2, and that will give me 3 also. Therefore, since both are positive numbers, the function is increasing from negative infinity to infinity.
Sorry, Clayton, that's incorrect, you idiot. Once again, our contestant has found the derivative correctly and the critical numbers. However, where he went wrong is plugging the numbers on either side of the critical number back into the original equation, where he should have plugged these numbers into the derivative. If he would have done this, he would have found that the function is decreasing on the interval 1 to infinity and increasing on the interval negative infinity to 1. Alright, moving on. I thought we were going to bring educated people on this show, but I guess not. Alright, Steve, you're up next. Choose your question.
I choose top right for 100 points.
Alright, Steve the Alien, here's your question. Find the points of inflection and discuss the concavity of the function f of x equals x cubed minus 6x squared plus 12x.
Thank you, Jose. First, I have to write out the function f of x equals x cubed minus 6x squared plus 12x. Then I have to derive it, which would give me f prime of x equals 3x squared minus 12x plus 12. Then I have to take a second derivative, which would give me f double prime of x equals 6x minus 12. I can factor out a 6, which would give me 6 times x minus 2 to find my critical number x equals 2. Now to find my point of inflection, I plug my critical number back into my second derivative, which would give me 0. Therefore, my point of inflection equals 2, 0. Now to find the concavity of the function, I find numbers on either side of my critical number and plug them into the second derivative. Therefore, f double prime of 1 equals negative 6, and f double prime of 3 equals positive 6. Therefore, my function is concave down from negative infinity to 2, and it is concave up from 2 to infinity.
Apparently a space-traveling alien can't even get simple calculus right. Once again, our contestant derived the function correctly, and he found the second derivative correctly. He also found the critical number correctly. However, he messed up when finding the point of inflection. He plugged the critical number back into the second derivative, where he should have plugged it into the original function. If he would have done this, he would have gotten the point of inflection to be 2, 8. He found his concavities correctly also. I'm sick and tired of having uneducated swine on this garbage TV show.